Hey, good morning, everyone. I'm Kelly with Memory Bound in Iowa, and Penny's here with me today. And it's Tuesday, which they call Taco Tuesday, but for us, it's a Crafty Tuesday. And today we are going to start, I don't know, maybe call it a series of cards. But a year ago, I don't know if you guys remember, but 1 year ago tomorrow, I had a little fall and I fractured my ankle and I was out of commission for quite some time. And I received 128 get well cards or thinking of you cards. Can you guys believe that? 128. Isn't that amazing, Penny?
That's truly amazing.
Oh my gosh. It brought tears to my eyes, and it was so sweet that so many of you were very thoughtful and you sent cards, and they are greatly appreciated. And I have every single one of them. And it's funny because a couple weeks ago I pulled them all out and I read through them all again. And what I did was I grabbed a few, like this one here from Denise. This is from Denise from Carlisle, which is just south of Ankeny here. So Denise, I don't know if you're watching. If you are, let us know. And what we're doing is we are going to take the design, and it has inspired me to make other cards. And I'm going to show you how to make this design. It's kind of like a blueprint or map, you might say, of a design, blah, 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 blah. But I've taken it and I had a lot of fun with it. I've made several cards with it, and I have a layout that I'm going to show you that I made with it. And we'll get started here in just a minute. I don't know what I'm doing today, Penny and guys, but here we go. Here's one of my samples. So I'm calling it the floating blocks card, and if Denise is watching, that's probably not the real name, but I made up names.
She's watching.
Is Denise watching?
Good morning,
oh my gosh.
Denise.
I just thought this design was so nice, and you could do it with anything. So we're going to get back to this, and before we do our cards today, I want to just give you guys a reminder that next week, Monday and Wednesday, is a craft along with Janet. So Janet will be here on our Facebook page from Texas, broadcasting all the way from South Texas, or I don't know really where in Texas.
It's actually central.
Central? Okay,
yep,
Central
it's
Texas.
North of Dallas.
So what she's doing is Janet's taking the Cider and Donuts card kit from Simple Stories, and she's turning 8 cards into 16 cards. Isn't that crazy? So you will not make like this card, but you will take the product from that card and you will make 2 cards. And to do that, you need a few extra things, and we have an add-on pack. So the card kit is $14.99, and if you want to craft along with Janet, live or later, you need this. And then we have a pack that's an add-on that's got 8 more card bases. I'll just show you what's in here. This is $12.99 for the add-on, and it's going to have 8 more card bases because you're going to make 16 cards. So you got 8 more card bases right here. Envelopes are optional. You can order envelopes if you want to, but a lot of you have envelopes already. And then there's the enamel dots, and you'll either have the fall or the cider and donuts. They all coordinate perfectly. And you'll have, one of my favorite products is the little natural jute twine. And then she stretched things out with 4 sheets of Color Vibe. And maybe you have these at home already, but she's using winter mint, brick, olive, and terracotta. So those are the 4 colors. And you get all of this in this pack. It's normally $12.99 and it's $11.99. So for your 4 papers, your enamel dots, your twine, and your card bases. And this is going to be held over 2 days because there's so much crafting to do. You know, we're crafting more in 2024, and this fits it pretty perfectly because we're turning an 8 card kit into 16 cards. And if you like these cards, which they are adorable, they get a second card kit from Cider and Donuts, and you can make them like this, and then you can make up Janet's, and oh my gosh, you'll have 24 cards. And that's great for crafting more in 2024. And if you're doing a tracker, that's a lot of cards to add to your tracker.
That's a lot of cards.
So this starts Monday, right here on Facebook at 9:30 a.m. Central Time, and it also goes on Wednesday. So you have a day in between to rest.
And it was mentioned that you would want 2 inserts.
Oh, I didn't.
Two
I
sets of
forgot to bring
inserts.
the inserts. Yes, if you want Janet's inserts. Hey, Janine, would you mind grabbing us the inserts for this? I think Janine had to do this the other day too, but Janine's here. Janet she's got this special talent. Well, she's got a lot of talents, but she has a special talent with designing words and sayings and the different fonts, and she makes inserts for almost all of our card kits. Thank you, Janine. And if you're not familiar with them, and I know a lot of you are, she's got 8 inserts here, and some of them are on craft and some are on white, and you just cut them out and that goes on the insides of your cards. And I'm sure she will show you more about that Monday and Tuesday. And this is $4.99 for your 8 inserts. So you're going to need 2 of these if you want them on all your cards, or 3 if you're going to make 24 cards. You can also stamp the inside or write messages. You don't have to have the inserts. Okay, so that's the news for next week, our craft along. We've been doing a lot of craft alongs. I hope you have been enjoying them as much as we have. And that was one way that we are crafting more in 2024. And we're coming into our final quarter of 2024. So it is. I know. Can you guys believe it? It's crazy. Crazy, crazy. All right. Well, today what we're doing, the series that we're having this month, and these are just little pop-ups, and Penny is doing one also. Mm-hmm. So Penny will be here doing one. This is a card I received a year ago on 9/11. I had a little fall, fractured my ankle. I was bedridden for a while, no weight for like 4 months. Probably never going to be the same, but who is? But I have received 128 cards from friends and family and customers, and it was very heartwarming. And what I did, I picked out a few cards, and I thought we could make these and show you how to make them. And this one is from Denise. So Denise, thank you so much. So I'm calling it floating blocks. I don't know what the real name is, but that's what we're calling it here at Memory Bound. I named them all. So, and I have measurements here on what you need for an A2 card. And this is just a start. And these are very fun to make. You just kind of start making them and you're like, oh, I could do this, I could do that. So let's see. I'm going to show you the first one I made. But you know what, Penny? We almost forgot.
What?
We've got to show what we did yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
Squirrel.
Yes.
We got a
squirrel.
We
Back
need
up.
we need a little sound effect for squirrel moments. I don't know what it would be because I don't know what squirrel talk is. But yesterday Teresa was here and she showed us her October daily for this year, and it is just really amazing. It's in the Tim Holtz card file box, and then she's got tags and little cards, all kinds of little things. They're all blank because it's not October yet. As she goes through the month, she'll add photos and memories. There's just little cards like this. There are little booklets. So check that out if you haven't seen it. It'll be on our blog. As soon as I need to send Janet some pictures, and it will be on our blog. But it's a great way to just keep track of your month, and I like it because it's going to sit out, and you can enjoy it.
And for me, it would be a reminder to do it.
Exactly. And Teresa will be joining us off and on throughout October and showing you what she's up to and what she has gotten done.
So cute.
So
good
thank
job,
you,
Teresa.
All right, so we're making A2 cards today. It doesn't mean you can't make this on a bigger card, a 5x7, maybe an A6. And the first card I made Christmas cards first, Penny.
Okay.
So I'm going to grab these.
I'm going to show you the product.
Yeah, what I did.
It's the Petite Prince.
Petite Prince, and
you gotta love them.
Oh my gosh, they go with everything. And they're all two-sided.
The buffalo check green, the plaid polka dot, and the candy stripe sprinkles. Those are the 3 sheets. And those truck embellishments, they were so
Aren't those
popular
cute?
Last year too.
These are really
just
cute,
love 'em.
and they have the message right on them. They're $2.59 for 4. Is it? Yeah, you get 4, and I like them because they have the message right on the front of the side of the truck. And those are from
And
Little
they're
Birdie.
not all the same.
They're all a little different.
Yeah.
They got little different colors.
Yeah.
So that is the, what are they called? I don't think they really have a name. Christmas glitter embellishments. Joyful Season. I believe it's called Joyful Season. So Penny told you about the Petite Prints, and they are perfect for this style of card because they have smaller prints. And the first one I made is like this.
So cute.
Isn't it cute? And I'll show you my inspiration from Denise. So you can see I pretty much followed her pattern the same, except instead of stamping a sentiment, I just put on the little truck. And then Penny, I thought, why not flip the paper over and use the back side? Because one side it has a little more white and one side has a little more green.
Ooh.
And then I made it horizontal. So I just turned everything and made it horizontal and flipped the paper over.
Nice.
So it's basically pattern paper, a solid paper, and your embellishment or your verbiage, whatever you'd like that to be.
And Betty, you're right. It does look totally different.
I know, isn't it crazy? So it started with Denise's design and kind of turned it into this. And I'm going to show you how to do this, and we're going to talk about the measurements. Then you might remember this little paper here, Scatter Sunshine from Simple Stories. It's from Spring Garden. It's one of my favorite papers ever. I've made card backgrounds with it where you just cut out that. We made a layout where we trimmed around the flowers and tucked pictures underneath. And I thought it might be a fun paper for Denise's technique.
Yes, Oshra, the truck and trees were the embellishment and from this package right here.
So it's pretty simple.
I think you'd find it under Little Birdie Christmas or Little Birdie Christmas.
I think it's under Christmas.
Yeah.
And Janet can link it for us.
Yeah, she just did.
Oh,
thanks, Janet.
Yay, Janet. All right, so I took the paper and I did the same thing that Denise did, but I just cut up different portions of the flowers and I inked it, used craft for my background instead of a white or a cream, and we do have the super value packs of craft cards, and these are $12.99. And Penny, do we get 50 or is it 20?
We do. We get 50.
So $12.99, and you get 50 card bases and 50 envelopes. They're matching, and they're just kind of fun to use for something different. So, and then I added the twine, and then for my message, okay, who's got abstract florals?
Me!
From Tim Holtz. Me too.
Thinking of you, right there.
There it is. I thought about
Live.
putting on Just Because, and then I added my favorite gems because, I can't help myself.
Yes.
So we added 3 little gems. So how do you like that one, everybody?
Denise is being very modest. She says, I cannot take credit for the layout. I probably saw it on Facebook.
I know, and now
it doesn't matter.
Now I hope more of you see it on Facebook, because once I started making these, and I'll confess, it was last night.
It doesn't matter.
I really enjoyed it, and I wanted to just try different things, and I kind of ran out of time, but that's all right. So I thought that was just beautiful. So you could take any big pattern paper. And Penny, what about I've got a paper here from 49 and Market, and it's the peach. It's the color swatch peach. And you could make lots of cards out of this because you're just using little pieces of it. You could just cut off some of those little flowers. The other thing that I didn't try, but I would like to just take something like this, and then it's just all plain pieces in your floating blocks, and I think that would be a really neat look too. All right, so that is that one, and then I got out the Echo Park new collection called Sweater Weather, and I got out the Mega 6x6 paper pack, and I got out the enamel dots.
Surprise.
Yep, enamel dots, and I made some cards with that. So let me tell you about that. Set Denise's card there. So this is the one that I made last night. The cool thing about the 6x6 Mega Pad is it has solids, and it has patterns, and it has cut-aparts. So the thank you actually came from the paper. But I do have the ephemera also. I did bring one. So when you thumb through here, and you get at least 2 of each. So you can see it's got cut-aparts. There's some little tiny cut-aparts. It's got solids. It's got patterns. It's got a plaid in there, everybody. So, and I've got 3 cards worth of things I pulled out of here, and you can't even really tell I used any of it. So that is the Sweater Weather 6x6 mega pad. And then I have also used the sentiments, the titles and phrases from the same collection. How much is it, Penny? $12.99?
It's $12.99, and you get 36 double-sided pattern papers, you get 9 solids, and you get 3 title sheets in the mega pad.
Oh, yes. Let me
That's
show you
so
the title sheet, because that's where I got thank you from. Whoops, let me pull mine up, because that one is sealed. Oh, there it is. So here's the title sheet.
Oh, I love that.
Isn't that nice?
I didn't think I
It
needed
is
this line.
mega for $12.99. Okay, so what I'd like to do then is let's assemble a card together, and then I have something different to try.
Okay.
So we'll do it. I'm going to put that aside. So the measurements, there are basically 4 layers, because you have your first layer, which would be this blue here on the background, and then you have your matte. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 layers, and you have 4 mats. Maybe that's a better way to put it.
Yep.
So you have your largest piece, which is layer 1, and goes down first. And what I did on here, I have the pattern paper first, and then the mat right below it. And then you have layer 2, which would be the stripe here on Denise's card, and that's 2 1/4 by 3.75. You know, I can read off all these measurements, but you can probably, I don't know if people remember what they hear. I don't. And then the third layer is this band that goes horizontal across the card and kind of connects the 2 pieces. And then you have your little message piece.
Love it.
And the pattern paper is 1/4 inch smaller than the cardstock or the solid. Or the solid is 1 inch larger than the pattern paper. Either way you look at it. And we will get pictures of this. If you want to snap a screenshot, if you're like, I got to get busy, I got to make these cards today, then go ahead and get yourself a screenshot for it, and we will also have it posted on our blog. Because look at here, everyone. Isn't that just a nice card? I love it.
I do too.
Denise, I love that design. All right, so I'm going to put the measurements aside. Now, I pre-cut paper because I didn't think you really needed to see Kelly cutting, measuring, and remeasuring, and rethinking everything several times. So I did cut my paper ahead of time. And then what I'd like to do is just glue all my pieces together. I've inked them with vintage photo ink. And the fun part for me is you can just kind of be creative and pick out your colors. I will tell you that what I did before you got here was I looked at all these colors and I flipped them. Well, that one you can't really flip. I flipped them back and forth. I'm like, oh, what do I like? What do I like? So I did that before.
Is that winter mint solid?
No, this is from
one of the solids.
This is from the solids.
Okay.
I ran to get solid paper when I arrived this morning, and then I remembered, oh, wait a minute.
I don't need
all
it.
the paper is in the thing. So we don't need it. Now, what I did different on here, because I like to try different things, and this is something you just be creative with. On this card, my thank you card, I used different colors of mats. Because I've got an orange, a blue, and a gold. And on this card, I'm using all the same color, which is what Denise did on her card. And I thought, oh, that'll be fun to try. So what I do is I put layer 1 down first and just kind of lay it where you like it. You know, maybe leaving about 1/4 inch or a little more along the left side of your card. And I kind of like it straight as I can get it when I'm upside down. Now then you would going to put down layer 2 next. This little layer goes down a little bit towards the bottom. And the trick about layer 2 is this band, whoops, I got it upside down, connects it. So I'm going to grab some adhesive on this. This is kind of what I'll do it like this. Okay, so I'm putting adhesive on the back of my band, and I'm going to stick it right there. And then when I line this up, I just like to kind of line it up with the edge there.
And both Denise and Mary have mentioned that it is a great way to use scraps.
Oh my gosh, it doesn't take hardly anything. Then on like Denise's card and on this card, you have a little piece that you could put white and you can stamp that if you like to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a piece from the ephemera pack, which was the sentiments, the frames
Frames
I
and
picked up
tags?
frames and tags by accident, but it's really titles and phrases.
Oh, titles and phrases.
I'm using titles and phrases. I grabbed the wrong package up there, but this is the titles and phrases from Sweater Weather. And I've got some foam tape on the back, and I'm just going to pop it up right here.
And she's going to use this one up in the corner.
Yeah, I was going to actually trim it a little bit, and I forgot, but I think it's just fine. So there we made another card.
And you did not mat that. You just put it on.
I just put it on.
Cool. So there's something else different.
And then, we've got enamel dots here, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go enamel dot here down in the corner, especially because we have those dots.
Hearts, hearts.
Oh, good. I'm glad you guys like it.
These are so nice, and what a good use of all those pattern scraps. You're right, Jackie.
So you could put some dots on it.
Oh,
Excuse me.
Janet says if you're using your scraps, you could even fudge the measurements slightly and still make a very similar card. You betcha.
Whoops. Did it? I don't know if
Jumper.
that was on camera, but
Jumper.
it was a jumper for sure, Penny. All right. So
I
there's
like
another
the
one
different
from
colors.
the Sweater Weather, which is really a pretty fall collection. We have the 12 by 12 papers. If you wanted to, you could get the adhesive brads and add some other little special embellishments to it. But I'm using these titles and phrases and the mega pad. Okay, well then I was thinking that's really pretty and I like that, but what if I didn't mat this paper?
Oh.
What if instead of matting, I just did it plain? Now, if you're going to do that, you might want to cut the cardstock, the mat sizes. I happen to cut the paper sizes, and that's perfectly fine. So let's try it. Let's put it on here. I'm not going to do any inking, so it's going to be more of a clean look.
Clean and simple.
Clean and simple.
Love it.
And we will attach this to our piece here. And then we'll put this on.
Cute.
Isn't that just nice? Now we could have inked it and made it a little more prominent, the spaces between the patterns. I hope everyone's having a good week. This is, it's kind of like last week was, that's very random. Last week was Labor Day, so it was a short week, and then we had a huge family reunion over the weekend, which was really fun and important to do. And now I feel like it's kind of hangover week for me.
It's the letdown.
Penny? Okay, so there we go. We've got kind of a clean and simple card. Now what you could do on this one, which I might do, is take some enamel dots and you could kind of put them right here on the edges of your piece.
Oh, thanks, Letha. She says, you guys always make my week better.
Oh,
we think
that's
the
really
same of
sweet.
you.
So that was from the title. This is from the title and phrases. This is from the title and phrases. And this little piece was from the paper pad.
That is so good.
All right. Well, I wanted to grab a few things to show you. But first, I got to thinking, well, gosh, could we do a layout with this?
That's what I was
with
thinking.
the floating block?
Oh.
So we did do a layout.
Oh, my. I love it.
Isn't it fun? Now, how easy is that? And you could really, I'm going to say, mess around. You could change your sizes up. You could move things a little closer and put in pictures. But this, I use the paper from our friends at 49 and Market, the Vintage Orchard Solids.
Love
Which
this.
aren't really solid. They're kind of burlap looking. And I used the back sides because the colors were a little bit brighter and matted them in black. And I'm ready for some pictures now, which maybe I should have maybe from our weekend, our event last weekend. And then my little titles here are from the Sweater Weather titles and phrases. So you can see some of the titles and phrases in here are pretty big.
Do you happen to know your measurements on your page?
This we can measure for you. So
Okay.
I'm going to measure the pattern paper, and all you have to do is add 1/4 inch. And
So it's
maybe
like
I can write
3
it down.
1/4.
So 3 1/4.
That would make the solid 3 1/2.
I think this is 10. And this is 10 1/2.
Yeah.
And so 3 1/4 by 10 1/2. So then you're going to go 3 1/2 by 10 3/4. And then we have 3 1/4 by 7. And then our little band here is 5 by 2. So there are the measurements for the pattern paper. Whoops, that's number 1, number 2, number 3.
That'll give you a start, and you can always change
Yeah.
the dimensions. And
Well, you can do it. You can also, I've already put my words on here, but
Right.
you could have something like this. You know, you could do it like that. You could do it like this.
Ooh,
So you have lots and lots of options. I kind of
Love
kept it like
that.
this because of Denise's card.
That is so neat. I love that layout.
Isn't it cool? I just love that design. I told
Oh.
Penny that it was so inspiring. It's so fun to have it like a jumping point, starting point,
Yes.
which I did. And then I just wanted to show you a couple other things. We talked about the petite prints and I did the green, but here's the orange that you could use if you're going to do Halloween. So the front
So
has
pretty.
more white and then the back has more solid, less white. You could mat it in purple or black and then put on your Halloween message. And that's from the petite prints.
Janet's working on another card kit, so maybe she should include a design like this.
Hey.
She says.
She should.
Absolutely.
She should. This is the lilac.
So pretty.
And again, it's the same papers. It's cool to see the same papers. Like, I don't know if you can show this, Penny, how we have the same papers in the different
Yep.
colors.
Love it.
But then,
Uh-oh.
and if I would have had time this morning, I would do this because I love meadow flowers and I love, love, love these plaids. And I think you could make some really, really pretty cards or layouts with these.
And that's the Simple Vintage Meadow Flowers.
And Janet can link the collection because we have some ephemera pieces that you could use, and I think this would be great for a layout. The pattern's small enough for cards. You know, if you're making a card, you do have to keep your patterns a little smaller, and this works perfect. So I just love. I might just take those home, Penny, because I'll do something. And then if you want I'm going to call it a one sheet wonder.
Ooh.
Because you could actually cut this up, and you could make several cards with this. It's got so many different patterns on one sheet.
And that's the Simple Vintage Dear Santa.
Dear Santa, and it's called Jingle Bells. I don't know why. I guess this is that
Oh,
Jingle
it
Bells,
is.
Penny?
It is. It's the beginning of the Jingle Bell song.
So if you're going to do this, I would probably want maybe this for my biggest piece. So I would make my card horizontal like I did here. Although you don't have to. It can go sideways. But you would have lots of different...
That's almost perfect for a layout because those are bigger pieces.
Oh my gosh, yes. You could just cut these out and just layer them up.
Right.
Penny, okay, all right. Don't go away. We're going to do it. It's what we do around here.
It
so Let
is.
me move this aside.
It's live.
It is live. So this is one of the really great papers collections from last year from Simple Stories. And, you know, they are one of our favorite companies. Here's a trimmer. I knew I had a trimmer somewhere. All right, So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut along in between the sections. And you probably can't see it on the camera, but it looks like it has zigzag stitching between each piece.
And whenever
Okay,
there's
good
music,
idea.
being the music teacher that I am, I always look at it to see, is it really written correctly?
Is it?
This one is.
Oh, well, hey, we got to love that, right? Let's cut this too. Okay, so we just took that paper. We don't have another one, so we can't say before and after, but we just took the paper. Let's grab a piece of 12 by 12 cardstock. We'll do the back here. And, oh my gosh, Penny.
Oh, yes. Yes, yes.
So we're doing it. It's a little different, but I think, and you know, you could trim these down, everybody. You could definitely, I put my title right here.
Yeah.
All right, let's do a two-pager.
Okay. All right.
So in that case, I always knock stuff down on my left side. I don't know why that is, but okay. In that case, I would probably put my music over here. And then maybe my title up here. And then maybe, I don't really know, maybe I would do something like this here. And maybe trim, I'd probably like to do that.
Ooh.
But I probably would do it more like this. And then I would put my title here. What do you think, Penny?
I like it.
And then we could do something with this.
So is it dots on the back side all the way
dots
around?
on the back.
Oh,
so we
cool.
could do dots here. So gosh, you know what? That's like one sheet of paper, you guys, and we just did a layout.
A 2-page layout.
A 2-page layout with one sheet of paper, and we just need a title. And what was the name of that, Penny? Dear Santa. Is it Jolly something? Let me get it. It's from Simple Vintage Dear Santa, and it's called Jingle Bells. Well, duh.
Jingle Bells.
Why did we not remember that? Oh my gosh. And you could do some matting on some pieces. You could put a couple photos right here. Get your title. Oh gosh, I love that.
I do too.
You could do this. I probably would do it more like that. Wow, okay.
That was fun.
That was fun. That was really fun. Oh my gosh. So there you go. 2 pieces of cardstock, a sheet of Jingle Bells, get your title, and maybe some mats if you want mats for your layout, and you're done.
So cool.
It's like, boom, you're done. All right, well, let's see. Tomorrow we have something on the schedule, but
I'm sure we do.
I'm sure we do. Let's show this one more time.
Okay.
Denise, once again, thank you. Well, thank you for the card, number 1. And I want to thank you for all the inspiration, because look at everything we made today. Using Sweater Weather, we've got 3 cards, lots of leftovers, lots and lots. Made a couple Christmas cards. We threw in a layout, threw in another layout in the spur of the moment. Made a card with one of my favorite collections from Simple Stories, and that is Spring Garden Scatter Sunshine. And I think that's a great note to leave on, don't you? Scatter some sunshine today.
Scatter some sunshine.
Scatter some sunshine. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Thank you, Denise. Thank you, Penny, for your help. Yeah. And thanks, everyone, for joining us today. I hope you make some of Denise's floating blocks cards. Hey, that was pretty good, Penny.